This review is for the anatomical model of a human torso. This is trunk on the box. It is roughly 10 3/4 inches tall with the base, probably about 5 1/4 inches wide, and maybe about 3 inches deep. This thing is okay for a novelty item, maybe good for teaching kids kind of where things are in the body. But overall, it's, it's pretty cheaply made. And the paint is not all that great, and I'll go through and I'll pull these out and I'll show you some issues that I see with it. To start with, the skull cap. It does not sit on there perfectly, no matter how much you push it in. This is very flexible, like vinyl. But no matter how much you push it in, it does not stay. It seems like the pin that's in the back here is crooked, and you can see this edge that sticks off, and there's nothing you can do about that. I don't know if you heat it, if it would change anything, but so basically you pop that upper pin out, and then the cap comes off. Okay, there's a hole there, and you can see this pin screws down in the back, and I think that they have this at a bad angle, or maybe it's too tall and it's pushing the back of this back, so maybe you can cut this off a little bit and it might help. The brain is 2 pieces. It's all white. It's okay, nothing special there. And then inside, you can see it just has the little cavities, kind of like what a skull looked like on the inside. The rest of it here, the parts on the inside come apart, and the one issue that I see with it is the paint on these things sticks. It's very sticky, and they stick together, and when you pull them apart, the paint comes off and sticks to the other items. You can see on the inside of the heart here how the paint from the inside of this actually stuck to the heart. And I think that's because they probably painted this thing and then stuck it together before the paint fully cured. And you can see here, this looks like it's from the drill because there's no marks on around the pin. So I'm assuming that whatever they drilled it out with, that's what took that paint off. Same thing with the other lung here. You can pull that piece off, and that one also has a pin in it, but you can also see the paint coming off there. And it does stick to the heart. We'll pull the heart out next so you can see that. Now there's no pin on this, and it sticks in there quite well, and that's because of this paint coating that it can put on there. But you can see that little paint mark from the lung, and that there is from the lung. It gets the point across to kids, I think, more so than using it for anything educational, college or anything. I wouldn't imagine it. You would want to use it for that. You can see here, again, the paint peeling off, this diaphragm and the liver. It does all fit nicely together. That's the stomach, and you can see, again, the paint coming off of the stomach. The paint that they painted this with, it's nothing special. Similar to other anatomical models that I've seen and pulled off of here. Overall, it's a little sloppy with the paint. But it does, I can imagine it would be helpful for kids. Give them something to mess around with and learn on. These 2 pieces, this piece comes out as well. And then the 2 lung inner pieces are also attached, but you can see, again, that's the paint from the ribs on the inside coming off, sticking to it. I don't know if you can see that in there, how it's sticking to it. It definitely has a heavy vinyl smell when you pull it out of the box. And I imagine that some of that is the paint finish that they have on this thing. Same thing here. That one's not as bad as the other one. But that's your pieces that you have there. It's a little tricky getting it back together. It's not terrible. Like I said, it's okay for for kids to kind of show them where all the different organs and things are. Beyond that, it's more of a novelty item. I wouldn't I wouldn't necessarily recommend this if you're taking some kind of anatomy class and trying to use this as a study thing. It's not necessarily for that. I don't think. I would say that it's for kids and teaching kids, where their body parts, organs are. So, worth the money. I don't remember what the value of this thing was on there. I don't think it was much, maybe 15, $16, something like that. I would say it's probably worth that. There's quite a bit of work put into these things. I just wish they would have let the paint cure before they stuck it back together. I don't know if that'll continue to peel off or not. These are all kind of like a vinyl material. They're very flexible. All the pieces are. This is a little more stiff than the others. But all of them are you can bend these things. Will the rest of the paint peel off? Will it continue to stick together? It does feel kind of tacky. And I imagine by this point the paint is dry. Probably an acrylic paint of some sort. But I don't know. But even if it does peel off a little bit more, again, if it's just being used to kind of show kids, human anatomy, I think you're fine. I don't think it'll be an issue. It wouldn't be bad for smaller classrooms or something like that, or even if you're teaching your kids at home. But that's about all I would really use it for. So I hope that helps. The base, it comes on the base already. The base does have some cracks showing in it. You can see here. I don't know how long that's going to hold up, and that came like that. So I imagine they either tightened it up too much or it took some hits in shipping. But it was already attached when it came to me. You don't have to put it together, and all the organs were in it. It was just wrapped with like shrink wrap or something. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have for you. Hope that helps.